Let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone in their 70s or 80s who moves like they're 50? Maybe they're hiking, dancing, or even picking up their grandkids without a second thought. And here's what's wild. Most people assume they're just lucky. But what if I told you it has almost nothing to do with luck? In fact, research from the National Institute on Aging shows that only 20% of longevity is genetics. The other 80%? It's what you do every single day. And here's the kicker. Most seniors are making one big mistake without even realizing it. A mistake that quietly speeds up aging, saps their energy, and steals their independence. But the good news? The healthiest 5% of seniors, the ones who stay sharp, strong, and full of life, they've figured out how to avoid it. And today, I'm going to share exactly how they do it. Because here's the truth. Aging isn't about slowing down. It's about adapting smarter. Take my friend Helen, for example. At 72, she was convinced her best years were behind her. Her knees ached, her energy was gone, and she'd given up her favorite hobby, gardening. Then she discovered something so simple, it almost sounds silly. Just 10 minutes a day of what I call micro-movement. Not running, not lifting weights, just moving differently. Within weeks, she was back in her garden. Within months, her friends asked if she'd had work done because she glowed. And the craziest part? This isn't some miracle fix. It's what your body wants to do, if you let it. But first, we need to talk about the number one myth most people believe about aging. That myth? It's the idea that as you age, you're supposed to take it easy, to slow down, to rest. Now, don't get me wrong, rest is important. But here's what the healthiest seniors know. Your body isn't a car that wears out with miles. It's more like a river stagnate, and it gets murky. Keep it flowing, and it stays fresh. Think about Helen. She didn't start deadlifting or training for a marathon. She just added tiny bursts of movement throughout her day. While her friends were sinking deeper into their recliners, she was doing what I call the 3 by 10 rule, 10 minutes of movement, 3 times a day. Not exercise movement. First thing in the morning, she'd stretch her arms overhead while the coffee brewed. After lunch, a slow walk around her backyard, counting the birds. Before bed, gentle ankle circles while watching the news. No gym, no sweat, just intentional motion in the cracks of her day. And within weeks, her stiffness faded. Her balance improved. She told me, I forgot what it felt like to not ache. Now, here's why this works. Every time you move, you're sending signals to your body, signals that say we're still needed. We're not done yet. But if you spend hours sitting, your body hears the opposite. It starts shutting down systems you desperately want to keep. And that's just secret number one. Because while movement is the foundation, there's something even more powerful the healthiest seniors do, something hiding in plain sight, right in their kitchens. In fact, there's one food you're probably eating every day that's accelerating aging without you realizing it. You know, most of us were told this was the hard, healthy choice. That switching from butter to this would save our arteries. But what if I told you that this bottle right here, this common kitchen staple, might be quietly sabotaging your joints, your memory, even your energy levels? I'm talking about seed oils, corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil. They're in everything from salad dressings to healthy snacks. And here's what breaks my heart. Well-meaning doctors are still recommending them, while the healthiest seniors quietly avoid them like the plague. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I've been using these for decades. So did my neighbor Frank. At 75, he was struggling with constant joint pain and brain fog. Then his daughter, a nutrition researcher, made one simple change. She threw out his seed oils and replaced them with what she called grandma's fats. Within 3 months, Frank's knee pain decreased so much he could play with his grandkids again. His morning stiffness? Gone. And he told me something I'll never forget. I can think clearly now, like someone wiped fog off my windshield. This is what the healthiest 5% know. Not all fats are created equal. While seed oils trigger inflammation, literally rusting you from the inside, these longevity fats, extra virgin olive oil, avocados, even a surprising one our grandparents cooked with daily, do the opposite. They're like liquid youth for your cells, protecting your brain, lubricating your joints, even helping your body absorb nutrients better. And the most powerful one? It's probably sitting forgotten in your pantry right now, the same one Mediterranean centenarians swear by. But before I tell you what it is, we need to talk about the biggest longevity secret that has nothing to do with food at all. You could eat all the right foods, move every day, take the perfect supplements, and still miss the single biggest predictor of longevity. Researchers at Harvard followed centenarians for decades expecting to find some miracle diet. But what they discovered was much simpler. The people who lived the longest, healthiest lives all had one thing in common: a reason to wake up in the morning. Not just hobbies, not just staying busy, but what scientists call ikigai, a Japanese concept meaning that which makes life worth living. For Helen, it was her garden. For Frank, it's teaching his grandson to fish. For you, it might be something you haven't even discovered yet. Here's what's fascinating. When researchers measured stress hormones in seniors with strong purpose, their levels looked 20 years younger than their biological age. Their brains were sharper, their immune system stronger. Even their cells aged slower. Because here's the truth your body knows: you don't preserve a life, you live one. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm retired, my purpose was my career. Or my kids are grown, what's left for me? That's exactly why the healthiest seniors practice what I call the 3 whys. Every morning, they ask themselves, who needs me today? Even if it's just the cat waiting for breakfast. What curiosity can I follow? That thing you've always wanted to try: watercolors? Genealogy? Where can I leave beauty? A planted flower, a knitted scarf, a well-told story. This isn't woo-woo philosophy, it's survival. When UCLA studied seniors who'd lost their sense of purpose, they found their risk of Alzheimer's tripled. But here's the miracle: it's never too late to find it. A 93-year-old in our community started writing poetry for the first time last year. Turns out, she told me, my best years were the ones I almost didn't claim. And that brings us to the final secret, the one that ties all the others together. All these secrets, movement, food, purpose, they're not really about adding years to your life. They're about adding life to your years. Because here's what the healthiest seniors understand that most people miss: longevity isn't a goal. It's a side effect. Think about it. Helen didn't start moving to live longer, she just wanted to feel the soil in her hands again. Frank didn't change his diet to hit 100, he wanted clear thoughts and pain-free mornings. The poetry-writing 93-year-old? She told me, honey, I'm not chasing more time, I'm chasing more me. That's the secret of secrets. The people who thrive in their later years aren't obsessed with survival. They're too busy living, savoring meals that delight them, moving in ways that feel good, waking up each day with something to look forward to. And ironically, that's exactly what science says keeps them healthy. So if you take just one thing from this video, let it be this: don't age well. Live well, and the aging takes care of itself. Start small, swap one oil tonight. Try the 3x10 movements tomorrow. Ask yourself the 3 whys with your morning coffee. Not because you should, but because you deserve to feel vibrantly yourself at every age. Your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting, in the garden you'll plant, the story you'll write, the morning you'll wake up and realize this is what feeling alive tastes like.